Welcome to the coffee break. My name is Edio Killer on this Saturday morning, where we get to take a break to have coffee and to understand coffee and the importance of drinking coffee in the life of a human being.
In simple terms, cupping is like tasting coffee. It's only that we term it as, or we define it as cupping in coffee, in the coffee language. But it's all about like tasting coffee. So here's how it is done. You get different types of coffees from different areas and then bring them together and then infuse them or mix them with water. But to do all this, there must be certain things that are followed. Like there must be sheets where we record, like recording forms. Then you must have like weighing scales, you must have timers, you must have a leader who's going to lead that cupping session. It's like a session in a laboratory whereby you're going to have a certain experiment done, but you want to get a certain result. So if you don't get that result, you go back to the situation or the part whereby you went wrong to rectify that. So it's the same process in coffee. What we do, we get those types of coffees, we test them and then we group them and we're like, if this coffee tastes like this one, we shall bring it in this group. If this coffee tastes like this one, then we put it in the other group. So that's the whole general idea, and that's how we determine good coffee and bad coffee. That's how you go to a coffee shop and they tell you that we're doing specialty coffee. You'll find us like sniffing and you're like, and you give out different attributes in that coffee, but someone would be like, where are you even getting these? It's all about the training you get and how deep you've gone to study the coffee. Because if I gave you this cup of coffee that I have to sniff it or to taste it, you didn't tell me any attribute you're tasting. Literally, you tell me like maybe like chocolate because you've taken chocolate, but then there are other more attributes that we get in coffee. First thing, connection, and second, it depends on what's your goal. Yes, your goal might be sales and getting your coffee or brand out there. But if you have like connections, for example, I'll call up Eddie. Eddie will have a cupping session on Friday. Please, can you chip in? So if Eddie's texting a friend, I'll be here on Friday for a cupping session. You can come through. So those are two people already. And if these two people come, which means those are more than enough, because in coffee, it's totally different. It's not like a party whereby you're going to have a lot of booze and have the blast. No, coffee is so delicate, given the fact that if I came through the cupping room with a certain cologne or perfume, for lack of a better word, it would affect that coffee. That's why we advise not to have...
What do you mean cologne?
Yes, okay. Yes. So you need to consider other more things before going to that cupping session. Most of the times, the people who come through these sessions are well known and experienced, because now you call, for example, maybe a certain somewhere, and you telling them about the cupping, they'll be like, what's that?
So this session is really not for slave queens and
No,
it's
not for slave queens. Because now you find me sniffing into the coffee, like making some recordings, but then I'll give you the paper, I'll tell you to go around the table, you come out with nothing. The next time you won't come because it's boring you. So it's people who know it that enjoy it. But also, for you who's watching us, you can get to learn it. It's not that difficult. Just go to school or keep talking to coffee gurus. You will understand how cupping sessions are going. Take it. Definitely the answer is known by everyone. We have that A+ coffee because we got the best farmers in the land, we got the best baristas in the land, and we have everything that's necessary to make good coffee. Because you might be having good farmers, but at the end chain, you don't have good baristas, you don't have good waitresses or waiters, and this all affects the hard work, the coffee experience of someone who's going to drink it first. But also, in the coffee chain, has farmers, has producers and buyers, then has the makers. So the farmers grow the coffee and comes to the consumers, and then also the makers who are the baristas. So all this chain is connected as a rope. To make a cappuccino, you must have an espresso machine first. We need our water, we need our coffee, we need our milk, and we need our cup ready to take coffee. So that's what we are going to use. So for today, we have a lot of equipments right here. We have, by the way, all these are the equipments that you'll find on the coffee talk. This is like an mocha pot. It can also be used to make nice coffee, but we're not going to use this. We have a clever dripper right here. All these are equipments that we shall go through as the show progresses. But today, we are going to use a French press to show you how we can make a cappuccino. Any coffee that you make, for you guys out there, it must be between the temperatures of 195 to 200, 205 or 206 Fahrenheit. That's the temperature that will give you good coffee. Because if you use less than that temperature, probably you won't get the good brew of that coffee. The water is cold compared to the hot water, which will bring out the flavors and the aromas in that coffee. And this kettle right here helps us maintain the temperature. So we're going to have some good coffee right here. So this French press is going to help us make the coffee. However, if you have more other gadgets to help you make the coffee, besides the espresso machine, you can use that if you're following this. So if you have a French press, have one French press that's going to help you make the coffee, and the other French press is going to help us froth the milk. Frothing the milk is whereby we're going to make that milk silky and create that foam that comes along with the cappuccino. So compared to the press we always take, we're going to make a little bit stronger coffee to make sure that we're not having a more milky coffee, because we want to taste that coffee at the same time taste the milk. So for a good cappuccino, you have to taste coffee, you have to taste milk. It depends how big is your cup. So if your cup is like 250 mils, the proportion is like a third. So since this is like a teaspoon, we are going to use like 6 tablespoons and less water, since our cups like maybe 200 mils, since our cups are very small here. So we won't have.
So that is 1.
Yeah, 1.
2, 3.
They have to be 4, like 4 tablespoons. Yeah.
And 5. I hope you guys can see it.
6. So we have our coffee right here, and we have our water right here. The temperature is 195, which is the perfect temperature. Yes. So we have this gooseneck kettle that helps us
refrigerate. We talked about the gooseneck kettle.
Yes, this is it, by the way. This is a gooseneck kettle.
So why do they call this Binica gooseneck?
Because of this. This is like a gooseneck. So this shape here helps us like regulate the amount of water we are pouring.
Release the amount of water.
Yes.
Okay, that's nice.
So we have to pour in water gently.
So why do you always do that?
To make sure that the coffee is well mixed with water. So this is the blooming process. Like if you watch the previous show,
we talked about it.
Yes. So it helps us remove the astringent flavors. So we have to give it a little stir, just a little bit. The blooming process takes around like 30 seconds. So we shall leave this right here to extract. We didn't push it down because we still need these coffee grinds to be infused with the water so that they can brew to give us that caffeine and give us that strength and intensity in that coffee. So we have our second plunger or our second French press right here. Like we said, we're going to make a cappuccino, and we have our milk right here. So the technique is simple. When you put in your milk, just bring this plunger down and keep on pressing like this. This process, you're frothing. You're creating the foam right here. So it depends. If you want much more foam, you're going to keep on pressing. But if you want like less foam, you will stop somewhere.
This is for those who cannot go to a gym every day to take your cappuccino.
This is like
coffee.
This is like homemade cappuccino. We have our froth, and then we can get our coffee right here. So first, so I'll do this.
So that's the process of coffee going into the cup?
Yeah.
Okay, so like what percentage? This is like what?
This is like 60 mils. And then you'll get your milk, mix it very well.
So this is where the art of doing this comes from. So how do you guys usually put that thing?
It depends on the foam you've made. So if you want like more art, that's why you get like the foam and keep on doing and everything, draw whatever you want. But this is frosty coffee that you take at home compared to a cappuccino. coffee.
Oh, okay.
A good coffee, though not as good as the other coffee, but if you're in dire need of frothy coffee, you can take this.
Ladies and gentlemen, the coffee break has come to an end, and Amon, one more thing, parting shot today. What would you leave us with today that we must know about coffee that we don't know?
Well, one thing is make more research about coffee, because you won't be knowing all this if you've not read about them, if you've not watched this video. But if you can watch this video and make more research about this, you'll get to know more about coffee.